All right, guys, new entry for the Bear Pack. We have some changes to the rules. These are the new rules. We talked about it, and we're going to change it just a little bit. So I'm going to read these off for you guys. We're looking for one person each week to come on and record all game picks for NBA, NCAA basketball, NFL, and NCAA football. To enter, comment banana on any of the videos you see on Sunday. Once you comment, we will have you on a wheel, so no need to comment again. We're going to spin the wheel one time per week until the end of the NBA season for new guest pickers. The individual with the best percentage record-wise will win cash prizes. We have first place is going to win $500, second place $300, third place $200. So to enter, comment banana, come back the next day, see if you've won, because we got to start on Monday with a new picker every week. Every week you're going to come on for the entire week. You're going to give your picks, and we're going to move on. Trey, we also hit 9,000 subs. So thank you guys very much. We're going to give away a sports memorabilia item, and we're going to give that away to the Bear Pack. So comment. What should we have them comment for this, Trey?
We should probably have them comment split, like banana split.
Okay. Comment split on any of the videos you see today to enter in that 9K sub giveaway. We're going to do that on our live show. We're going to spin the wheel, and then we're going to have you guys pick something that you want. We're not going to pick for you. So comment split down below if you want in that 9K. Next is 10K subs for $1,000 giveaway. We're very excited for that. Enough talking. Let's get into the video. All right, guys, let's get into some NCAA football picks and props for November 24th slate of games. Trey, let's take a look at that leaderboard. Start us off.
Yeah, guys, at the moment, I am 1-0. That is because on Tuesday, I gave out Eastern Michigan plus 6.5 against Buffalo. I had somebody in the comments saying that Buffalo's going to win this game easily. You know what, Eastern Michigan, I took them plus the points, and they won this game straight up. I said I was a little bit confused why Eastern Michigan was underdogs here. They were easily the better team. I took the points, and I easily cashed.
Yeah, and then Dennis and I both had Bowling Green -2, I believe, against Western Michigan. They dominated that game. It was 34-3 at one point. Western Michigan got a garbage time touchdown. 34-10 final score, so we did sweep the board. Let's do it again today, guys. Trey, start us off.
Yeah, I'm going to be attacking this Oregon State at Oregon game. This game's going to be very fun to watch. I'm very pumped to watch it. This might be one of the best games on the Friday slate. But if I'm being honest here, guys, I am projecting a blowout. Give me Oregon here -13.5 in this game. Oregon, they are simply too good, and they need to continue to be blowing out teams if they want to make an impression and make the college football playoff. Because over the last 4 weeks, Oregon, they played Utah, Cal, USC, and Arizona State. And they've won those 4 games by an average score of 46-16. They have just been dominating any team that gets put in front of them. And I do have a hard time deciding which side of the ball I'm more impressed with Oregon and their offense or their defense. Either way, they are honestly the best team in all of college football. And last week, this Oregon State team, they lost at home against Washington. And yes, Washington is a good team. But Oregon State, they only put up 20 points in that game, and Washington's defense is not all that good. I expect Oregon to blow them out in this game because the Beavers' offense, it runs through Damian Martinez, and I'm sure the Ducks know that. So look for the Ducks to shut down Martinez early, and then for it to be a free fall after that. So give me Oregon here at home, -13.5 against Oregon State.
Yeah, Trey, it should be a good game there. For my play today, I'm going to be looking at the Hawkeyes going up against the Nebraska Cornhuskers. I'm going to take Nebraska on the money line, and I'm going to take the over points scored in this game between the two teams. No comment?
There.
No comment?
Are you sure?
Okay, I just want to.
The over, I mean, it's at 25. Dennis,
Yeah.
I actually want to hear Dennis's opinion on it because you told me to check you. And I know that your heart of hearts wants to take the under because the book is challenging you here. Yeah. Legendary momentarily number here. Dennis, what do you think he should do here? It's low at 24.5.
That's tough watching those teams. I don't know. I couldn't take the under. I could never take the under on 24.5.
Yeah, I was just hoping Trey would check me. I was never going to take the over. It's always going to be the under. I'm going to take the Iowa Hawkeyes, though, under their team total. I'm not going to mess with the total points in this game. I'm going to stay away from it. But I'm going to take the Nebraska here as my main play on the money line. They need this win. You don't have to tell me Nebraska's not a very good football team. I know they're not a very good football team. But the Hawkeyes, they've already have the Big Ten wrapped up. They're going to be playing the championship game against either Michigan or Ohio State. This game doesn't mean anything to them, and this means everything to Nebraska. They're sitting at 5 wins this season. Everybody knows you need 6 to make a bowl game, so this is everything for them. I also like the younger brother of Brock Purdy. He's the starting quarterback now for Nebraska. I think his name's Chuba. Not entirely sure how he pronounces it, but he was decent in a really tough game against Wisconsin, having 170 passing yards and a touchdown in that game. He also added 105 rushing yards and a rushing touchdown on the ground for Nebraska, which is huge because they need big plays. I think Brock Purdy's younger brother, Chuba, is a big playmaker. He's going to get it done here. This is going to be a sold-out crowd for Nebraska. The environment's going to be amazing. Under 30-degree freezing weather, drizzle, 15, 20-mile-an-hour winds. I think they win this game. I'm going to take no win. I'm going to take Iowa Hawkeyes under team total. What's it at, Trey? Do we have a number?
It is at under 11.5, but Bear,
Oh,
are
yeah.
you worried about Brian Ferentz maybe
No.
putting up 500 points in this game to shave his job?
No. He's gone. He's an afterthought. I don't know if they'll score in this game. I really don't. I think you can sprinkle no touchdowns, no points for Iowa either. So I'm going to take Nebraska money line. I'm going to take the team total under 11.5. Dennis, what do you like tomorrow?
I like going into the SEC with Missouri on the road against Arkansas. Arkansas just they're in a mess down there. At 4-7, I believe it is, and their 2 wins lately out of their last 5 I looked at was enough for me. FIU and a Florida State that's fallen just as bad apart, and Missouri, they got beat by, which I thought they had a good chance against Georgia a couple weeks ago. They lost, but they bounced right back and beat the tar out of Tennessee. And then they won again last week against Florida. And I just think they roll here, even though it's on the road. I like Missouri.
Yeah, Missouri stood on business against Tennessee. Did they lose? Did Arkansas lose to FIU, Dennis?
No, that's
one. I think they barely beat it.
Was that the 7-3 game? I was going to say, FIU can't even throw the ball. So if that was a game, Arkansas is in trouble.
44-20.
Still, though, 20 points for FIU, they can't even move the ball. Yeah, I love the play there. Arkansas also not playing for anything, only 4 wins this season. You need 6 to go to the bowl game. So I love that play. They Mizzou stomps all over them. Trey, let's go to the player prop. Start us off.
Yeah, and I went 1-0 on the player props on Tuesday. That's because I gave out Samson Evans to go over 53.5 rush yards against Buffalo. He smashed us over. Like I said, he almost hit triple digits. I expected him to get close to that. It was one of his last games of his senior year. He's going to be turning it up, and he did.
Yeah, I had Tayron Keith over his rushing yards. He crushed that number, ground and pound against it was against Western Michigan. So we did cash that number, swept the board. 2-0. Let's do it again, Trey. Starts off.
Yeah, I'm going to be going over to the rushing props here, and I'm going to take a guy that I've already took once this season. I'm going to take Blake Watson to go over his rushing yards going up against Temple. I feel like this is just way too easy of a bet, so much easy of a bet that it does kind of worry me because Blake Watson, he's been a great running back for the Tigers this season, and I do expect him to get fed in this game because over his last 5 games, as you guys can see, he's been everything and more for this Memphis offense. That's because Watson, he's averaging a massive 96 rushing yards per game, which is well over this number. Like I said earlier, I'm a little confused why this number is so low because Watson, he's getting a very great matchup here against Temple. That's because Temple rush defense is very leaky. That's because they allow a massive 206 rushing yards per game, which is the 7th most in all of college football. And so far this season, Watson, he's accounted for 60% of Memphis's rushing yards this season. So that projects him to finish right around 122 rushing yards in this game, which is almost double what we need. Like I said, I'm super confused why this number is so low. I'm just going to be hammering it. Give me Blake Watson to go over 66.5 rush yards versus Temple.
Yeah, Trey, I like that one. For my play today, I'm going to go to Billy Kemp to go over 35.5 receiving yards against Iowa. The season numbers for Billy Kemp are really, really, really bad. Don't even look at them. However, I'm going to take him to go over his receiving yards because with Purdy back there for the quarterback of Nebraska, he got a ton of action against Wisconsin. He had 11 targets in that game with 8 catches, and those 8 catches were more than he's seen in the last 3 games combined. He's only had 31 catches on the year in 8 games played. So he had 25% of his catches in the last game, and that was the first game that Purdy saw all the action. Obviously, Purdy and Kemp have some sort of connection, and I do think they can take advantage of this Hawkeyes defense. Last week I touched on it whenever they played Illinois. I did take Williams to go over his receiving yards. He crushed that number. I still think the best way to go at this team is to spread it 5 wide. I don't think Nebraska can do that, but I still think Billy Kemp can get in the secondary and find some gaps for him to go over this small number. So I'm going to take Billy Kemp to go over 35.5 receiving yards against Iowa as my play. Dennis, what do you like?
I'm going back to my game pick, and it's one of the reasons I really like the game pick with Missouri is their running back, Cody Schrader. I believe he's over about 114.5 rushing yards. And he's had a rock-solid season. He's covered that number 3 of the last 4 games. And the one he missed that number, which is 116.5 on here, he only missed it by a couple yards against the supposedly mighty Georgia Bulldog defense. I look for him to run all over. He's a senior, and, last regular season game for him. I just look for him to have a huge game against Arkansas tomorrow.
Last 4 in the SEC has been fantastic for him. Holy crap. Yeah, that's a great play there, Dennis. I like that one as well. Guys, let's take a look at the graphic before we get out of here. Trey, start us off.
And something about Schrader, I was listening to the radio. I know a lot of people know we're from the Midwest. So there's a lot of Mizzou talk on the sports talk radio. And they said he graduated from Mizzou last year, and he wanted to skip his graduation to go to practice. And the coaches were saying, no, go to graduation, go to graduation. So then the coaches were still there later that night, and we're looking at film, looked out on the field, and Cody Schrader, he was out there by himself going through the practice plays that he missed. And it looks like that left a massive impression because he's gotten a ton of work this year. So I love that play for Dennis. Just wanted to say that. But for me, I'm going with Oregon minus 13.5 against Oregon State. I feel like Oregon's just going to lay the wood down in this game throughout. They've just been looking very dominant. And Oregon State, I think they're going to see what a good team looks like. They lost to Washington last week, so I think they're going to get double losses here. I'm also going with Blake Watson over 66.5 rush yards versus Temple. Watson has been averaging this over the last 5 games, pretty much over 30 yards of that, and this Temple defense is no bueno.
Yeah, but I'm going with Nebraska on the money line against the Hawkeyes and Iowa team total under. Must-win game for Nebraska. They need it. They're at home. Should be a great environment. Should be a boring game, but it's going to be a great environment. And then I'm going to take Billy Kemp over his receiving yards against Iowa. I think he's going to find a couple gaps. The Hawkeyes defense, they're great, but I think they find some couple gaps in the secondary for my play. But guys, that's going to do it for NCAA football plays for Friday, November 24th slate of games. If you guys enjoyed the content, please sure drop a like in this video and subscribe to the channel below. We'll see you guys next video, and thanks for watching. Look at the leaderboard. We had multiple questions this morning about how to become a member for the YouTube channel. Let's do that really quick tutorial. You're going to go to youtube.com. You're going to go to Bears Profit Plays. You're going to search it in. You're going to hit our thing. There's a join button right just to the right of subscribe. You're going to click that. There's 2 options. You have the Bear Pack for $4.99. That gives you access to YouTube member plays. And then you have the Bear Pack Gold for $7.99 a month. That gives you access to our member plays on YouTube, and it gives you a 1-month membership to our website, bearsprofitplays.com. So if you get the Bear Pack Gold, you save yourself $2 a month, a little bit cheaper if you want to do that. But that is the tutorial for anybody that needed it. We had multiple questions today through email about how to do it, and it wasn't working. But if you want to know, there it is right there. Trey,